Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Jolting Joe Pellerin, coming to you from my upstairs back porch, or actually back patio, back balcony, semantics, and coming to you on Cinco de Mayo. So, first of all, what are you drinking? What are you smoking? Got a little triple wrapper barber pole here. So we got the Connecticut, got the Maduro. Actually, this is a fourer. No, this is a threer. You got the Connecticut, the Maduro, and then the Candela for the green. And you got a little green in the Mexican flag. So you know, hey, if this one was apropos. And let me get this little end going here. All right. There we go. So happy Cinco de Drinko, and since it is Cinco de Mayo, by the way, I'm a history guy. That's what my major is in, so just so you know, it's not, I repeat, not Mexican Independence Day. That's actually in September. That's when Mexico won independence from Spain in 1821. I think it was 1820 though. But Cinco de Mayo is when it was from 1860 something, 65, 64, somewhere in that neighborhood. Anyway, the French were in Mexico doing some stuff. It was Napoleon III was there. They were trying to, the Habsburgs were there too. They were trying to set up an empire in Mexico. And then the Mexican army beat the French army at the Battle of Puebla on the 5th of May. And then it turned into actually a big American holiday. So it's actually quite literally a Mexican-American holiday because we only celebrate it in America. They don't celebrate it in Mexico. It's not a thing in Mexico. But since it is Cinco de Mayo, it's a drinking holiday. I just got some... I think my wife gave me like a little 3-pack here, the small little Patrons, and I'm not a huge fan of Patron. I think it's overrated tequila, to be completely honest with you. But for Cinco de Mayo, it's the only tequila I have in the house, and it's like almost a good little shot there. So, happy Cinco de Mayo! Cheers, everybody. Woo. All right. Oh, hello, nurse. All right. Well, a little salty there at the end. Well, that's not bad. But I like my tequila like I like my women, hot and naked. All right. I got a plane flying overhead. You can probably hear that. Hold on a second. Now, also too out here. Now, for you beer fans, Sam Adams every 2 years they make their Utopias, which is like a 30% beer. It's almost like it's almost liquor. It's not even really beer, but this is actually Dogfish Head, and this is their worldwide stout, which was aged in Utopias barrels. So the barrels that aged Utopias, Sam Adams Utopias, Dogfish Head bought, and then they aged this beer, worldwide stout, in it, and this one's a big one. 17.2, baby. That'll get you spooked up. Alright, so we're going to pop this after that shot of tequila for Cinco de Drinko. And we're going to pop this. I swear we're going to talk about sports. Alright. So, but yeah, this is Dogfish Head. Really good beer. And so we'll, once again, here we go. Clink, clink, motherfuckers. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Gorgeous. Alright, and once again, happy Cinco de Mayo and cheers, and there you go. I know it's not a Mexican beer, but, hey, we'll take it. Alright. So, wearing my Astro shirt today. We're in the middle of baseball season, and then got my football team hat on. I'm still going to call them the football team. I don't like Commanders. Commanders is a stupid name. I prefer football team. But anyway, got my Washington hat on. So hopefully everybody had a good NFL draft. Hopefully your team did what your team wanted to do. Hopefully they addressed some concerns. As far as my team goes, just to talk about my team, because it is my team. Apparently Ron Rivera and Mark Mayhew really liked what they did. They did draft a quarterback. They drafted Sam Howell in the 5th round, which really is not that bad of an idea. You got Carson fucking Wentz. And if he doesn't end up working out, you can develop Howell. He's a 5th rounder. Don't know what he's going to turn into. But there was only really 3 quarterbacks in this draft, and then that way, too, you don't have to wait till next year to draft a quarterback. So I was down with that. They drafted Dotson out of Penn State for a receiver to go with McLaren. Now, if they can just get McLaren re-signed, we'll be in good shape there. Got a free agent signing, too. Erickson, I think, was it Erickson? Somebody from Carolina they got. Drafted another Alabama defensive tackle, or D lineman. Because, boy, howdy, does Washington love them some Alabama D linemen. Montez Sweat is from Bama, and Payne is from Bama. And so, I mean, they just love them some Alabama D linemen there in Washington. So I hope everybody had a good draft. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And all that fun stuff. And we'll see how the draft pans out when the season starts. We'll see what these kids do. And not only that, I forgot to bring my water out here. That's okay. That's why we have beer. But we'll see what they do. And usually, everybody's giving draft grades. Everybody, this is a B grade, blah blah blah. The thing about it is we're not gonna know for another year or two. All right, we'll see how the 2022 season plays out. We'll see how the 2023 season plays out, and then we can grade these draft picks and see how everybody did. But until then, just hopefully your team did what you want them to do, and they drafted who you want them to draft, and hopefully your team got better. All right, mine, I give a mixed bag. I know they liked it, and I'm like, would have liked to see some offensive linemen, but what are you gonna do? All right. Woohoo. Not really too much to talk about today. Once again, I still have not seen much of the NBA playoffs, which is just is sad on me. All right, but let's check them out real quick. Let me see this. Okay, there we go. So right now, the Miami Heat are up 2-0 on the Sixers, and boy, if you hate James Harden, you can keep on hating James Harden. But Miami won 106-92 in the first game, 119-103 in the second game. So Miami's up 2-0 in that one. Miami's going to win that series, and then also what's his face? Joel Embiid. I think is hurt. And then James Harden's just James Harden. So, you either love Harden or you don't. And if you hate James Harden, this is an excellent time to hate James Harden, especially if you're a 76ers fan. But the 76ers look like that they are going to end up going to lose that series. Celtics and Bucks are tied at 1 game apiece. Bucks won the first game 101-89, and then Boston came back and won 109-86 in that one. Still like Milwaukee. Well, I like Milwaukee to win the series, but to be completely honest with you, I'm not going to be shocked if Boston ends up winning this thing. Boston is the 2 seed, Milwaukee's the 3 seed. We'll just kind of have to wait and see how that shakes out there. So those are your 2 Eastern Conference semifinals. And then out west, we've got Suns Mavericks. The Suns are up 2-0 in that series, winning the first game 121-114, the second game 129-109. And I think the Suns should win that series pretty easily and move on to the conference finals. We'll see. Dallas probably gets at least 1 game, maybe 2. That series should go 5 or 6, I think. And then finally, out in the west there, we got the Grizzlies and the Warriors. This one's actually shaping up to be pretty good because it's tied at 1. Golden State won the first game 117-116, came back in that game. And then, but then Memphis came back in game 2 and won 106-101. Memphis the 2 seed, Golden State the 3 seed. Once again, I can see both these teams winning. I mean, kind of just is what it is, you know what I mean? And so that's what you got going on there in the NBA Finals. I know Draymond's gotten teed up and all that kind of fun stuff. Told the crowd in Boston, all that, So, well, that was the early round. That was the first round. But like I said, I don't know why I've been a bad sports fan, been a bad sports host, now watching the NBA Finals. But just to give you an update in case you don't know what the hell's going on, there you go. All right. Also, too. All right. Hell. Let's talk about the Kentucky. Let's talk about we'll get to that later. Let's talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs. They started too. All right, we'll talk a little hockey. Why not? We got a hockey team up in Dallas. Dallas is in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Of course, haven't won a cup since '99 when they beat Buffalo with Hull's foot in the crease. Actually, I don't give Stars fans actually crap over that because 1, Houston doesn't have a hockey team. 2, I was rooting for the Stars. 3, I like Brett Hull a lot. And 4, what Brett Hull did. They changed the rule on that like 2 years later, and basically you can have a foot in the crease nowadays as long as it's just no harm, no foul, and that was definitely no harm, no foul. So by today's rules, it was fine. So anyway, I'm just making a dig. Love you, Stars. Right, but let's see. So the Capitals are playing the Florida Panthers, who are actually the number 1 seed, and the Capitals actually won the first game 4-2. They lead that series 1-0. And then the Toronto, of course, this is in the East, by the way. The Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning, the 2 seed and the 3 seed, they're tied at 1 game apiece. Let's see, the Toronto shut out Tampa 5-0 in the first game, and then Tampa came back and won 5-3 in game 2. And then the number 1 seed, Hurricanes, taking on the Bruins. I thought Florida was. Oh, okay, that's wild card team 2, and okay, I gotcha. All right, well, NHL.com's got this a little weird. Okay, but anywho. Hurricanes are up 2-0 on the Bruins. The Hurricanes won game 1 5-1, won game 2 5-2. So Hurricanes won that one. And then also in the Eastern Conference here, New York Rangers up on the Pittsburgh. Or excuse me, I lied. Pittsburgh is up 1-0 in that game, and when in that series they won 4-3. Pittsburgh did in 3 overtimes in that game. So that was a fun one to watch if you're a hockey fan. Now the thing with hockey is, of course, well, in the playoffs, it doesn't matter any sport. In any sport, you keep playing, and until there's a winner. And so with hockey, they play 20 minutes intermission, 20 minutes intermission. So they went 3 periods, went to intermission, came back, played the first overtime, still tied. Come back, played the second overtime, still tied. Got to the third overtime, almost played a doubleheader. All right, almost played a doubleheader. And the Penguins ended up winning that one, squeaking that one out in triple overtime, 4-3. All right, going to the Western Conference. The Colorado Avalanche are up 1-0 over the Nashville Predators. Colorado won that first game 7-2. Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues are tied at 1 game apiece. St. Louis won the first game 4-0. Minnesota then beat St. Louis 6-2 in game 2. Calgary Flames are leading the Dallas Stars 1-0 as they shut out Dallas 1-0 in game 1. And then the Edmonton Oilers, not to be confused with the Houston Oilers, are up on the Los Angeles Kings. Actually, that series is tied at 1. The Kings won the first game 4-3. Edmonton won the second game 6-0. Wow. And so they're tied. So hopefully I'll get to watch a little bit more of the hockey playoffs too, because I'll talk hockey. Hockey's a fun sport, man. A lot of action, a lot of hitting. George Carlin, though, he used to have a little bit. He said there's only three real sports. So there's football, baseball, and basketball. And he's like, hockey. He goes, you go to hockey, they play with their puck and they have a fight, and they play with their puck and then they have a fight. He goes, and I can't get behind anything that originated in the men's room. So for you ladies out there, if you don't know, in the urinals there's a little pink puck in the urinals. And so that's kind of the joke that Carlin was making. But anywho, good times. So there's your hockey update. So once again, I'll talk some hockey. I got no problem with talking hockey. All right, so some of you out there, maybe you're watching for the first time and you're like, why is this guy never talking any goddamn hockey? I'll talk hockey now. It's fucking playoff time. Let's go. Let's do it. All right. All right. I'll tell you what. Before we get into that, let's do this. Looking at baseball here. To be completely honest with you, I'm going to pull up the standings here in a second. Let's see here. Okay. I'll pull up the standings. It's April. Well, actually, it's May now. All right, it's May now. Well, once again, with baseball, you don't start really paying attention to the standings until Memorial Day. Once Memorial Day hits, that's when you're like, all right, that's when you're like, that's when you start paying attention. That's when you start, if your team's trailing by like 5 or 6 games, that's when you start getting, a little bit nervous, Then All-Star break, you start paying a little bit more attention. Then it gets August, you start paying more attention. Then you get September, then your asshole gets tight. Okay, and that's what happens in that. But the Yankees were they won. They got their winning streak snapped last night by the Blue Jays, and I think the Yankees ended up winning 11 in a row. It was at least 11. It might have been 12. I think it was 11. I think is when the streak got snapped. It might have been 12. But the Yankees were in like an 11, 12 game winning streak. After getting off to kind of a slow start in the first week of the season, they looked like they sucked. I mean, Garrett Cole had some horrible starts, his first couple. But the Yankees have a 2.5 game lead over the Blue Jays right now. Yankees 18-7, Blue Jays 16-10. Tampa hanging there too. They're only 3 games back of the Yankees. They're 15-10. So basically, that division's shaping up exactly what everybody thought it was, except for Boston. Boston's actually 5 games under 500 right now. They're sitting at 10-15, and of course, Boston was in the ALCS last year. Lost, of course, to my Astros in 6 games. And then, of course, Orioles are in the cellar. Believe it or not, AL Central, Twins are leading that division. They've got a 3.5 game lead over Cleveland. They're 15-10. Carlos Correa, I don't think, still doing all that much. Still got a hell of an arm, though, and a hell of a defense. But, hey. Guardians coming in 11-13. Chi Sox have been disappointing this so far. Remember, the Chi Sox won the division last year. Of course, got knocked out by the Astros in 4 games in the division series last year. But loaded pitching staff, starters, bullpen, but they haven't been able to win games, and they got off to a disappointing start so far. The Tigers, of course, and the Royals, of course, both bad. In the West, the Angels actually have a 1.5 game lead over the Astros right now. They're 16-10. I don't think the Angels are actually going to really keep that up. Let me just say this: the Angels don't scare me. The Astros, after a slow start to the season, and they've done this the last 3 years, got off to shit starts in April. They're 3 games above 500, 14-11, game and a half back. Seattle, and they swept Seattle. They almost shut Seattle out for all 3 games. They're about the first 2 games, and then Verlander gave up a 2-run homer, and that was the only runs the Mariners scored all series. They're 3.5 back, Rangers 5 back, and then the A's 5.5 back. National League, in the East, Mets are in first place by 4.5 games already, 18-9. The Marlins actually playing 500 ball at 12-12. Atlanta, the defending World Series champions, are below 500. They're 12-15 right now. Philly, who should be good, is 11-14 right now. Nationals, of course, they're going to be in the basement. They're 9-17. In the Central, we got Milwaukee leading the way, 2.5 game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. Milwaukee sitting at 17-8. St. Louis sitting at 14-10. Pittsburgh, surprisingly, is 10-14, 6.5 games back, and then, of course, you got the Cubs and Cincy. Out west, the Dodgers are 16-7. The Padres are 16-9. Padres just 1 game back of the Dodgers, and then, believe it or not, Colorado's in second place. They're 2.5, or third place, excuse me. They're 2.5 back, and they're actually tied in third place with the Giants, who are 14-10 as well. But that NL West, that's a tough division. There's some really good teams in that division. The only team in that division that's not good are the Diamondbacks. I'm surprised the Rockies are where they're at, but because obviously the Giants made it to the NLCS last year. No, I'm sorry, they made it to the D. They got knocked out by Detroit in the first round. LA in the first round, because LA won the wild card game, and then they played the Giants, and then they lost. Giants lost that series, and then that's right. Then the Braves beat the Dodgers in the NLCS last year. That's how that shook out. That's just like early baseball standings, nothing to really worry about or anything like that. I'm not really worried about the Astros. Just do the old Al Michaels win, baby, win. So there you go. All right. The last 10 minutes or so here, and Saturday is Derby Day. It is the Kentucky Derby, the first leg of the Triple Crown. All right, for you non-horse racing people, the Triple Crown consists of 3 races. The first Saturday in May is the Kentucky Derby. That's what kicks things off. That race is 1.25 miles. All right, and these are also 3-year-old horses, by the way. You have to be a 3-year-old to be in the Kentucky Derby and the run for the Triple Crown. These are all 3-year-old horses. So for the Triple Crown, starts off with the Derby. Then 2 weeks later in Baltimore at Pimlico, you have the Preakness Stakes, which is the shortest of the races. That one is a mile. It's under 1.25 miles. It's a mile and... Shit, I'm trying to get down to eighths or 16ths. It's like 1 mile and 6/8 or something stupid. Anyway, it's just under 1.25 miles. And then 3 weeks later, in June, you have in New York at Belmont, you have the Belmont Stakes, which is the longest of the 3 races. That one's 1.5 miles, and that's kind of your real test, your make or break for your Triple Crown contenders there. Now, you do have to win all 3 races to win the Triple Crown. All right, that's why it's called the Triple Crown. You got to win all 3 of them. You got to win the Derby, got to win the Preakness. And, let me look that up. Last Derby winner, was it Justified? Last Triple Crown winner, was it Justified? Let me see. American Pharoah was in there. There's only 2 in my lifetime. I'm 40. They're affirmed one in 1978, and then from 1978 to freaking, let's just buy, Jesus Christ, can I not just give me some Triple Crown winners? All right, here we go. There you go, the Belmont page. Like, Google's like being weird. It's like, come on now, give me some steps. Okay. So yeah, the last one to win was affirmed back in 1978, and then finally, Justified was the last one. But then American Pharoah won, and then Justified won. And I'm trying to find the freaking years on those. Hold on a second. Let me just go to Wikipedia. This is great fucking radio or show. I tell you what. All right, where's the goddamn results? Here we go. All right. So, like I said, firmed was 1978. There had not been a Triple Crown winner in my lifetime. First Triple Crown winner was, after affirmed, was 2015. That was American Pharoah. That was the first one in my lifetime. And then just 3 years later, we had Justified. Ironically, both trained by Bob Baffert, who has been banned from the Kentucky Derby. If you remember, last year, the winner of the Kentucky Derby got busted for juicing, basically. And Bob Baffert got suspended from Churchill Downs, which is the racetrack there that they run the Kentucky Derby at. So there you go. Like I said, you got to win all 3 races. So we haven't had it's been, this will be 4 years now since we've had a Triple Crown winner. But like I said, we went 35 years or whatever the crazy thing it was. For affirmed, and I finally got to see a Triple Crown winner with American Pharoah, and then Justified with that. And there's been a lot of ones that have won too, but there's not that many Triple Crown winners. First one was Sir Barton in 1919, and then Gallant. Nobody won the Triple Crown in the 20s. You had Gallant Fox in 1930, Omaha in 35, War Admiral in 37, Whirlaway in 41, Count Fleet in 43, Assault in 46, Citation in 48. Then nothing in the 50s or the 60s. Long time there. Secretariat, considered the greatest horse of all time, ran in 73. Seattle Slew in 77 and affirmed in 78. And then nothing in the 80s, nothing in the 90s. And then finally, and then nothing in the early 2000s either. nothing in that first decade of the 2000s, and then finally American Pharoah in 2015, and then Justified in 2018. That's it. That's all the Triple Crown winners that we've had. So for you bettors out there, now I think a lot of y'all, I know dick about horse racing. Okay. The only time I bet horse racing is on the Triple Crown. All right. So here's what you got to do for Kentucky Derby. If you never watched Kentucky Derby before, you got to throw a bet down. You throw a bet down, and you drink a mint julep. All right. Now, I should have had a mint julep too, since I'm recording this before Derby Day. All right. Mint julep, very simple. It's basically what all us Southern folk drank when we were on the front porch in the summertime. Okay, because it was hot and it was a nice, refreshing, cool drink. All right, and you got to talk like Scarlett O'Hara when you talk about mint juleps. All right. Now, it's very simple. It's just simple syrup. So just do yourself a favor, do it the easy way. Instead of making your own simple syrup, just freaking go buy some simple syrup at the liquor store or the grocery store, okay? And buy some simple syrup. All right, it's just, all it is three ingredients, all right? Mint, get yourself some fresh mint, bourbon, all right? It's got to be bourbon. Don't be putting fucking Jack Daniels in a goddamn mint julep, all right? It's got to be bourbon, or don't use a rye either, all right? Don't be putting fucking Whistle Pig in a goddamn mint julep, all right? So it's got to be a bourbon and then simple syrup. All right, and what you do is you take usually it's a copper glass, all right, that's going to get cold like a Moscow Mule, all right. So you're going to get a nice cold, get a glass, all right. Take some mint, some fresh mint leaves, you break them up, put them in the bottom of your julep cup, and then you kind of just take your swizzle stick that you have, and kind of, or if you don't have that, a spoon, whatever, okay. And kind of break that mint up a little bit in there. Just kind of work it, all right? And then pour yourself some simple syrup in, all right? Just put a little splash of simple syrup in there, maybe like half an ounce maybe, all right? Just kind of a little dash of simple syrup. Put yourself a full shot of bourbon in there, a good ounce and a half. If you want to make it a double and put 3 in there, who cares? Just do it, all right? And then take that, and then once again take your swizzle stick and kind of just whip that up in there with the fresh mint, all right? But take just like a mint leaf, 1 or 2 mint leaves, pull them up, whip it up kind of down there. All right, and then what you're gonna do is you want to take some crushed ice. Now this is important. You got to use crushed ice, right? You got to use crushed ice, and you fill that glass full of crushed ice, make you a nice little dome, like a snow cone, okay? Or at least fill up to the top of the glass at the very least. And then you're gonna finish that with a mint sprig, okay? And your copper glass is gonna get nice and frosty on the outside. It's actually gonna get a layer of ice on the outside of the glass. That's what you want. You're gonna have this nice cold drink, all right? And then you're gonna sip that sumbitch, and you're gonna watch the goddamn Kentucky Derby, and you're gonna have like 5 or 6 of those and get fucking blitzed because they go down real easy and real smooth, and it tastes really goddamn good. All right, if you like whiskey, if you like sweet, mint juleps are for you, man. All right. So there's your mint julep. Okay. And then you gotta wear a hat. It's Derby Day. You gotta wear a hat. Ladies wear a hat. Okay. Let me just give you the horses and the odds real quick. And you can either bet, if your state allows it, you can bet, at the track. Here in Texas, you can go to Sam Houston Raceway Park, which is our horse track. You can bet legally there. Or you can do some off-track betting. Go to a dog track, a horse track, anything like that. If your state, like Colorado, Louisiana, where you got legalized, or Nevada, you got legalized sports betting, fuck you. I say that because I'm jealous. But you can go back there. Real quick, there's 20 horses, or at least there should be. Horse number 1 coming out of the first gate is going to be Mo McDonald, going off 10-1. Happy Jack, 30-1. Epicenter, I believe he's the favorite. He's 7-2. Summer is Tomorrow, 30-1. Smile Happy, 20-1. Miser, 8-1. Crown Pride, which is that Japanese horse, I believe, is 20-1. Charge It, 20-1. Tis the Bomb, 30-1. Zidane going off 3-1. That's close to a favorite. Power of Medina, 30-1. Tabaya, 12-1. Simplification, 20-1. Barber Road, 30-1. White Albario, 10-1. Saberknife, 20-1. Classic Causeway, 30-1. Tawny Port, 30-1. And Zozos is going off 20-1. And, oh, there's 21 horses in this damn thing? No, there's more than that? How the hell? Ethel Road, 30-1. Rich Strike, 30-1. Rattle Roll, 30-1. There's 22 damn horses? That's too many goddamn horses. Going off. Why the fuck do they got 22 horses in there? Usually they cap it at 20. It should really be 15, but anyway, that's another debate. We're running out of time here. That's another topic for another day, so we'll leave it to that. So, drink you some mint juleps. Throw some money down on the Kentucky Derby. Have a good Saturday on the Kentucky Derby. That's all I'm trying to tell you right there. All right, so go make your bet. We'll see what happens. We'll talk to you next week. All right, enjoy your Cinco de Drinko. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Cheers. All right, enjoy baseball. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. Enjoy the Stanley Cup playoffs. And enjoy the Kentucky fucking Derby this Saturday. All right. I will talk to y'all next week. Good sports to you. Good drinking to you. We'll see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.